All right, all right, all right. Welcome back to Awaken Reality. My name's Jared. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having a great morning, afternoon, night, whatever time of the day it is for you. And just checking in with a little bit of thoughts on what's going on here recent with the push to get the sticker to everyone that they can. And they are really up in the ante, aren't they? The house is really up in the ante with what they're willing to do to get you to believe that it's safe, that everything is okay, which we all know is a joke. So we'll give it a moment to see if anyone pops on, tunes in, and we'll get started with the video. Again, if you're just finding us, you can find me on all platforms: Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Discord, yada 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 yada. So look us up. Come hang out. Come say hello. Great Red Dragon, how you been? How you been? Hope you're having a great Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. Uh, we're vibing. We're hanging out. Real rainy day today. I think a lot of the East Coast got hit with some storms. Had a lot of tornado warnings out here, so they're doing their chemical engineering. They're playing with the weather out here for the last couple days. Today it hit pretty hard. Flash flood warnings, tornado warnings the last 2 days. Anything they can do to keep you bunkered inside, right? That's all they want. Their advice is no fresh air, no sunshine, lots of Black Mirror devices, um, order takeout. Don't hug your loved ones. Um, kiss with face diapers on. I mean, they got some great recommendations. I mean, whew, where would we be without these people? Man, I don't even know. And now they're just hitting us with all the uh, all the great incentives. I mean, it's so exciting. I mean, California's introduced one. My state that I'm staying in, Maryland, has introduced one. Um, it's just ridiculous. Um, you get notifications now. You're probably getting text or email. That if you do this, you can enter this chance for this lottery. When do these people give money away? I mean, really? They tax you to take your money. They take it without your consent. And again, you don't have to pay taxes. You do not have to consent to giving these people your money. You need to stand up and you need to tell them no. And if it means making an appearance in one of their temples of horror, i.e., a courthouse, then that's what you need to do if it means that your money's not going to bomb innocent children overseas. It's not going to lace the evil pockets of politicians and um, the actors that play them. Uh, you got to stand up for what's right. You got to stop making excuses um, for having to put forth a little bit effort to get what you deserve, to get what you're entitled to. Um, it's the same thing I talk about, like eating healthy. You're gonna have to put a little bit more effort into doing it. Grow your own food. Have a responsibility. When did the responsibility for your food become somebody else's uh, job? Um, anything in this life that's worth having is going to take some effort. Anything, including meditation, simple meditation practices, going to take effort and practice, as I have learned uh, so much here recently. Um, but they are going to continue to figure out any way they can um, to entice um, people to go against their better judgment. And what makes people go against their better judgment? Well, money. Money, 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 money. Money makes everyone, oh, well, not everyone, But money makes the majority of people go against their morals, go against their ethics, go against their family, go against their friends, go against their community for this thing that either they spend immediately and it's gone before they even have a chance to think about how it could better their lives for the long term, better the people around them in the long run, or they hoard it and hide it as some fear that they'll never get more, and then they never use it. I find it's very rare that there's an in between. And I heard a quote about money recently from it was James Caan. I was reading an article about James Caan, the actor. It was in his Playboy interview because he was recently trending on Twitter for something completely outside the box. Um, but you get to reading, and then certain things pop up in the trend. And one was an interview he did, and it talked about his spending habits. And he said, "No, I'm not worried about hoarding it up or saving it up. What's the point? You make it to spend it. You make it to spend it, right? That's true. It's absolutely true. That's the way I would live. But I would understand that, knowing that, and I would get things that I want, and I would also not be afraid of not making more of it. It's always going to be there. The opportunity to make money is always going to be there. Jobs are always going to be there. Ideas will come. I mean, people sell jars of rocks. Go out and collect pine cones and sell pine cones for people that are going to make Christmas wreaths or whatever. Like everything that we make and sell comes from the earth. The earth is free. There's only a small group of people that make us believe that we have to pay to live here. And we need to pay for our food. We need to pay for our own shelter. We're the only species on this existence, on this planet that has been tricked into believing we have to pay to live in our own home, the place we were birthed into, the place that the abundance was set here for us, so we didn't have to worry about anything. We didn't have to go out, without. There should never be without. Nobody should. The word without should not exist. It's a made up paradigm, and it's crashing. It's crashing, and that's why they're doing everything they can right now, everything they can to try and trick people to stay in the system. They are pushing for the socialist agenda, this communist socialist agenda. The state is all that there is, and we have your best interest, and we will take care of you, and just do these things. And to me, it's never been more obvious why they're attacking the DNA. It's never been more obvious. They do not want they do not want your memories coming back to you. Your memories are in your DNA from previous lives, from your eternal existence, and they want to shut that down. This sixth sun that's coming in, or whatever you want to, whatever this cosmic DNA. Okay, that's how the world communicates with you. Watch Bill Donahue's videos. I post them in the Discord all the time, and he talks about how the eternal creator, source, whatever you want to call it, the universe, literally communicates with you from DNA to DNA. Well, they want to stop the true messenger from reaching you to wake you back up, to bring you out of your slumber, to remind you who you are, to enable your superpowers, whatever it is, even if it's just intelligence. That's a pretty good superpower. Okay, we don't need to get supernatural with it. You get to take your imagination and your belief systems in whatever capacity you choose to. Okay, but the fact is, intelligence is a superpower. Okay, and some people look at Superman's greatest villain. Okay, he's a human being with just super high intelligence. Okay, and you can choose on how to use your superpowers for good or for evil. Okay, so even if it's just intelligence coming back, um, self-realization, self-thought, self-worth, these are all great, great, great superpowers to have. It's obvious why they're attacking it. It's a no-brainer at this point. Okay, and everything they're doing like this. Okay, all the incentives and the cheeseburgers from the mayor of New York eating I mean, we got to watch this clip because and I know people have seen it, but for some reason, if you haven't seen it and you come across this channel in this video for the first time, we're gonna pull that up because it's ridiculous. Oh, okay.
Welcome to my deaf family.
So we'll get past the commercial here and we'll go ahead and watch it. And the cringe. Oh my god! Like if there was ever a definition video requirement for the word cringe, I put this video up at the top. I really would put this video right up at the top. It's pretty bad. It's pretty freaking bad. Um,
So we know we have to make it convenient. That incentives help.
okay, we'll just watch the whole. It's
We
only a
need
5 minute
everyone to
clip,
get
so we'll watch
vaccinated.
this.
So we know we have to make it convenient. We know we have to make it easy. We know we need opportunities for people to speak to their trusted community voices, doctors, et cetera. We're doing all that. But we also know that incentives help. They really do. And so we've been announcing free tickets, gift cards, all sorts of incentives to encourage people. A lot of people are ready to get vaccinated. They just haven't gotten around to it. They need a little extra incentive. We're doing that now. And we are.
If they're ready to get it, they'll go get it. People that are ready for something and want something don't need incentive. That is doublespeak. That's a contradiction right there in the freaking promotion for this. If somebody, if I'm ready to go eat, I'm ready to go eat. If I'm ready to go drink, I'm ready to go drink. Okay. If I'm ready to go to bed, I go to bed. I don't need incentives for these things. Okay. I've never needed incentive for my existence. Okay. I don't need incentives for my exist to exist, you know. Um, and we have what's called flight or fright. We have we have survival instincts in us. We know when we need to do something to live based off of the common sense of what our surroundings are telling us, what the environment is telling us. If there's an earthquake or a tornado, I know to go get shelter. If there is gunfire, I know to duck. If somebody yells fire, I know to find out where it's coming from. I don't need incentive to pull my head out of my ass to see what is going on. Incentives, bribery. Why? Well, it's because the subconscious of most people, the common sense underlining in your subconscious is telling you that there's no need for it. That you've seen nothing with your own eyes or your own ears. You've seen absolutely nothing that has made you afraid for your life based off of your daily activities and encounters. You're still going to the grocery store. You're still going outside. You're still going to work. You're still turning on your TV. You're still laying down with your loved one. Whatever. You're still doing all these things because nobody's getting sick and dropping dead around you. Nobody. You haven't seen it because it's non existent. Non existent. So, therefore, they have got to try and manipulate you. And the best way to do that is with money. These kind of things are this is them mocking you, okay? These kind of ones, the burger, the donut, the beer, mockery. Can even watch when it gets to the point he's chuckling under his breath. He can't believe that he's doing this, and that it's actually going to work for some people. It's actually going to work. Someone's going to be like, "Oh my God, I get to go get, I don't know, I can't remember if it's In and Out or Shake Shack or whatever he's going to promote here." And if you are awake, you need to be banning your money from these companies. You need to make sure. I don't care if it's your favorite burger joint ever. I don't care. This is where the effort of doing the right thing needs to be presented. You do not continue to support these companies that have allowed their brand, their product to be involved in this. It's just like the nurse that I was playing a video game and the lady started talking and she talked about how she was being a nurse. I was like, I can't be friends with you. You're a part of this problem. You're not speaking up. You're encouraging people to get this. You know your hospitals aren't overloaded. You know for a fact you are involved. You, the army soldiers, the police officers, the medical personnel that are still going and collecting a check right now and buying and playing this game, they are all on the same team as them as far as I'm concerned. You are accountable. Nurses, doctors, if you are still going and collecting a check and you are not private practice, then you are accountable. If you are still working for these corporate privatized hospitals, you are responsible for all of the suicidal deaths that are occurring, the depression rates, the domestic abuse, the alcoholism skyrocketing, the drug abuse skyrocketing, the obesity skyrocketing because people aren't getting exercise, people aren't getting fresh air. You are responsible equally in this as every other person that's pushing this agenda because your silence is just as deadly as your as your promotion of it. Your fear of not getting a paycheck is just as much of a contribution as someone who's getting paid to actually publicly promote this, whether it be a politician, a celebrity, an influence, a pharmaceutical guinea pig. You are at fault. And you will have your karma just as everyone else. I'm tired of playing Mr. Nice Guy with this stuff. Okay? Anger gets shit done. And I'm going to let my anger show without being vulgar to anyone, but I'm going to make sure the tone of my voice is very clear and stern on this subject. If you are in the medical profession and you are still going to work and you are still following these absolutely draconian guidelines, and you are sitting by silent, you are just as much at fault because you are the ones that can stop this. They cannot do anything without the worker bees, the policemen, the military people, the nurses, and the people at Walgreens, the people at CVS, the people all over these sites that are offering to implement this experiment into people. You are at fault just as equally as everyone else. So know that, and your karma will come because you know in your heart that there's not a situation going on like they say. You know it. So to all you nurses, to all you technicians at CVS and Walgreens, you got responsibility here. And it's time for you to put your voice to the public realm and for you to stand up and for you to walk away from your careers. And many have. There have been many police officers that have resigned immediately, whether it was because they didn't want to be involved with the riots, the BLM riots, and all of that BS, or they stepped down because they didn't want to be involved with enforcing draconian lockdown regulations. There have been plenty of nurses that have stepped down. I just read an article about a nurse who still wanted to be able to serve, so she became a firefighter, and she just passed her firefighter exams. You do not have to be a part of this. You choose to be a part of this based off of your fear of what? A paycheck, money. And that's what this whole presentation is about. The fact that they're going after, they're coming after you with your God again. Your God, right? And what is their God? Gold, oil, and drugs, right? Gold, oil, and drugs. Well, what have they been working with here? Okay.
Going to have a live correspondent this morning talk about this, and from a site that means a lot to all of us as New Yorkers, because one thing I think that does unite New Yorkers is a love of Shake Shack. So live from the original Shake Shack location in Madison Square Park, the CEO of Shake Shack, and he is generously joining into this incentive effort, and I welcome him. My pleasure to introduce CEO Randy Garutti. Welcome, Randy.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor. Good morning, New Yorkers. I'm Randy Garutti, the CEO of Shake Shack, and we are here live in Madison Square Park at the original Shack. 20 years ago, this Shack was born as a humble New York City hot dog cart to raise a little money for this park, and even today, all of our rent goes directly to paying for this park's beautification. We were born and raised in this city. We are proudly headquartered here in New York, and we are a New York company. And this year, we've been working hard to take care of our team, and our team has been working hard to take care of the recovery of this city and our communities. And we've got one more we want to add for you, New York. You know, these incredible mobile vaccine buses that are serving some of our most underserved communities here in New York. When you get your vaccine over this next few days, we're going to get you with a free Shackburger card every time you get your vaccine. Even better than that, our 25 Shacks around New York City. Anytime you go for the next month, you're there grabbing your burger, your chicken sandwich, show us your vaccine card. We'll get you free fries on us to say thank you. We are so excited. We love this city. We live here too. And we're going to get back. Get your vax, get your Shack, and let's gather up as a community again. The Shake Shack team is here for you in New York. We'll see you soon all around New York City and Shack.
Thank you so much, Randy. Thank you to the whole Shake Shack team. This is really going to help us out. And did you say free fries when you get vaccinated? I got vaccinated. You're saying I could get this? These delicious fries? Wait a minute. But there's also a burger element to this? Let me check with Bill Neathart. Is it too early in the day to eat a burger? No. This could be breakfast? Okay. I want you to look at this and think about, again, some people love hamburgers, some don't. Really want to respect all ways of life. But if this is appealing,
Really want to respect all ways of life. Like my body, my choice. Not to be an experiment. To respect my privacy. It only works when it's their agenda, though, right? Very interesting.
to you, just think of this when you think of vaccination. Vaccination. I'm getting a very good feeling about vaccination right this moment. Thank you to Randy Garutti and, of course, Danny Meyer, who's doing so much to help us with the recovery, and the entire team. I've got to finish chewing for a moment. I think that would be more dignified, don't you think?
Dignified. You guys don't qualify for dignified. You don't. You don't. You're pigs. You're pigs. Pigs eating cows. Yeah. And you probably had bacon on that too, so you're probably eating your own kind.
Yeah. So, everyone, we're going to keep rolling out incentives. We're going to keep making it easy. We're going to keep making it fun.
Is that more purple? Am I seeing a whole lot of purple there? Just curious. Just curious. Is that purple? My colorblind gets me sometimes, so you can tell me in the chat if you think that's purple or not.
We really, really need to get everyone vaccinated. So keep watching, keep joining in. Choose the thing you love. Choose the incentive that moves you, and come on out and get vaccinated.
No.
Okay, now, this is pretty good, but we will now go even higher up the vaccination scale here. I've said that one of the great reasons to go out and get vaccinated is bring the city back, full reopening, and let's have something historic and amazing. The summer of New York City, a summer of joy, a summer of culture, a summer of energy. We can do this, and one of the things you're going to see in New York City this summer is live music everywhere. It's going to be a big part of what gives us energy, what gives us hope. I am very proud to say that two of our biggest music festivals, outdoor festivals, are making a major comeback this year, 2021, New York City. Global Citizen Live will be back, and the Governor's Ball at Citi Field will be back, and that is a very big deal.
Nope.
Today, I was glad to be partnered
It's
with.
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And like I said, and now because the horrible foods that contribute to obesity and early death aren't enough. The alcohol incentives aren't enough. Now the idea of winning the lottery. And if you don't know anything about lotteries are rigged. There's nobody's walking away with these jackpots that you think people are walking away with. If you believe that, you're fool. You're an absolute fool. Okay, if you're out there buying your lottery tickets every week, thinking that you're actually gonna walk away with $1 billion or $500 million, you're lying. You're lying to yourself. You're getting played. You're playing yourself. Um, and now you have this, and they'll put some person up on television. They'll put some actor. They'll pick some schlum to put up there. It's a joke. It's a joke. Sorry, the page you are looking for no longer exists. Look at that. You go to click on it to find out, so you could do some research, so you could find out about this. You could find out if there's any legitimacy. Look at that. Page no longer exists. Yep. And this kind of stuff is happening everywhere. The VAERS, VAERS reporting system, they shut down one of their main pages where you can't even get the information. What? Really? What? Ridiculous. These people can't even run a website. Yet they can run, a scamdemic, a plandemic. Please, stop. It's nonsense. It's nonsense at this point. It's absolute nonsense. And the protests all over the world are continuing, but you're not seeing it on mainstream media. You're not seeing anything. They continue to distract you with all the BS. You're not seeing anything. You're not seeing any of it. Look at that. No, nothing about it. But we know, those who are on the in, we know what's really going on. Um, Give that little likety like there, even though I'm shadow banned on every single platform. Shadow banning's real. Um, I don't care what you want to be when you grow up. I don't care if you want to paint yourself like a clown. I don't care what kind of clothing you want to wear. I don't care if you want to start surgically altering your temple. That whatever. At a certain point, you are responsible for your own decisions. But the attack that's going on the youth right now is where I draw the line. It's where I stand up for kids, just like the face diapers on kids. I stand up for it. Kids are walking out of their schools now, um, and it's great. It's great. Let me see if I can find it. There are kids that are protesting now. Students fight back against the forced regulations here. This is a clip from a young lady. Now she's in college, but it's on the youth levels now too. I've seen videos of youth walking out of their schools. Of fifth graders going to their city council gatherings and giving testimonies, and it's like, where are the parents? Where are the parents? Why does a child have to fight for their own freedom? Parents should be ashamed of themselves. My child shouldn't even have to get up there to give a speech. My child should know that I'm fighting tooth and nail, willing to buckle down on these issues. Kids should not have to be the ones fighting this battle. It's despicable that kids have to be the one fighting the battles. But this one right here, this young lady, they're being told that in order to go back to class, to go to campus, they must have this experiment. And if they don't, they have to take their classes from Zoom. What? But yet no deduction in cost or anything like that. No deduction in your tuition or anything like that. You no longer get to use the facilities, no campus facilities or anything, but you still, in order to get this piece of paper that is the biggest scam in the world, is one of the biggest scams in the world, that you need a piece of paper from somebody else to certify you that you know what you're going to do with the rest of your life. You either know how to do something or don't, and you can prove it given the opportunity to walk through the doors. But again, schools are not here to teach you how to become an individual. They are here to brainwash you into becoming a corporate body, to go work for somebody else somewhere down the line. They're not here to train you how to become the individual. That's why the creative arts are the first thing that are taken away, the first thing that are diminished. And the places that offer a career path like Hollywood or the music industry or stuff like that are completely locked down by the worst of the worst people. Because you're gonna, if you think you're gonna be able to shine your creation into this world, you're no. You're gonna have to sell your creation, your creative soul out. You're gonna have to market yourself the way they want to. You're gonna have to sing the kind of stuff that they want to. You're gonna have to brainwash generations the way they choose to you, and they'll make you famous. And they'll give you lots and lots of that money again. Here's more protest. Look at them. And this is what I'm talking about. This sign right here says, I need to be able to tell my children that I didn't stay silent. No kid should be having to go to the city council and speak on behalf of their self. Parents should be doing this. Parents should be pulling their kids out of the school first and foremost. That's always been number one for me. You need to get your kids out of these damn places, the indoctrination camps. You need to get them out of there, okay? And you need to make sure you supplement social gathering experiences, weekly parties, daily meetups. Have healthy friend circles for these kids to get together and have community and have interaction with one another. It doesn't need to be school. That's the only reason kids want to go to school. It ain't about learning anything. They want to hang out. They want to share. They want to learn from one another. That's the learning that they get from school. The problem is they learn the wrong things. They learn separatism and cliques and brand affiliation. I've got to wear these Nikes. I've got to have this outfit. I can't have clothes from that store. I've got to wear this brand. They're not learning anything of value from school. They're craving to get to school because they want to continue to learn societal tendencies, but they're learning the wrong societal tendencies. So create these environments for them. Give them the opportunity to grow into the freaking tree of life they deserve to be in, that fruitful tree of life that's going to spread seeds and spread fruit throughout the world. Instead of this shriveled up freaking afraid diaper wearing baby for the rest of their life. It's ridiculous. And the reports just continue to come in of the unfortunate side effects. But at this point, it's on you. We've been in a two-tier society for over a year now. The information has been on the table. There's no guilt. I don't feel any guilt or sympathy for anyone at this point that is dying because of this experiment. You chose it. It was your path. And you did it so you could be an example for other people. And hopefully wake up another 5 or 10 people in your community. Again, I believe all these things are happening for a reason. People want to call it New Age BS. But this system would not have collapsed. It wouldn't be collapsing if these things weren't happening right now. if there wasn't something so grand and so obviously false to so many to irritate them to a point where they're speaking up finally, where they're actually making changes in their life, where they're actually refusing to go back to work. Someone like me who's refusing to go back to a workforce. I refuse to take money from these companies. I am ready to live on the street. When that time comes, that time comes. Am I blessed with the opportunity to stay with family members who have retirement and money saved up? Yes. Did we do some things in this family to enable the five of us not to have to go back to work? Yes. Is the majority of it because of my parents? Absolutely. Wouldn't is it the goal of any parent to create a life to where your child doesn't have to go be a slave in the system? So hate me for my parents doing just enough to where I don't have to be a part of the slave system. So I can use my energy, my anger, my frustration, my love, which is all coming out in one big, burst of energy. It allows me to do this, when I have the thoughts to get on, and make a video, to do a stream. But if it comes to the point where they take all the money away, I'm ready. I've prepared myself for it. Have you? Do you know what it's like not to be by yourself, to grow food, to be ready to travel and find shelter and go find a cave to lay in like our ancestors, to build a mud home? I'm prepared for these things. I'm waiting it out. I'm spending the time with the people that are willing to spend time with me. I'm hanging out with them. I'm playing video games, I'm going for walks, I'm practicing meditation, I'm dabbling with different foods, trying different vegan products, figuring out which ones of these are good, which ones of these are just going to be just as bad as the processed foods we've been eating before. And I have great content coming forward here on those, with the reviews finally coming out on some of these products, and we'll get down and we'll break down the ingredients in it to find out, okay, what are these ingredients? Just because it says it's plant-based doesn't mean it's healthy. Just because it says it's vegan doesn't mean it's natural or healthy. These are terms that are just terms. They're just words. We have to always do our research. Again, effort, people. Got to do the effort. You know, that's why I believe the most simplest diet is the best way. As much fruit as you can possibly take, and seeds. That even vegetables are like third on the list. It's all about the fruit, 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 fruit. Okay. Look into the lymphatic system. Look into the videos we share. You know, passing by 33, Danny, great videos. Look into this stuff. It's common sense at this point. If you're already on this side of the awakening, it's common sense. Um, and you will notice the immediate changes in your life once you finally do it. You will notice the immediate, you will just not just the physical changes will you see so quickly, but the energy levels. And again, there's a difference between there's an initial period of detox, okay, where your body has become accustomed to certain things. Okay, and you're going to feel like the change at first. For some of you, you might feel like, whoa, wait a second, I'm feeling different. I'm feeling off. My energy level. No, you're going through a detox. Okay, you got to get through the detox before you're going to really start to notice the truth of the benefits of eating properly, eating the things that you were meant to eat, the things that grow naturally on trees in abundance, or the things you have to, you know, fight tooth and nail and kill for and process in labs and create and all this stuff. Simplicity is life. Okay, the simplicity of the abundance of fruit on trees and nuts and berries that are just available for you without effort. We're not carnivores. We don't have claws, okay? We don't have fang teeth. We're not built to have to fight for our meal, or to shred things apart. Peeling an orange at best, We're literally created to pick fruit off of trees. It's so simple. It's so simple. This is a sad one. This is a dad trying to, and the girl is mocking her dad. The little video is, her saying my dad is trying to buy me off from getting it. There's a parent that's doing the right thing, and it's unfortunate that the parent has to come down to the freaking money again. Because that's all people ever care about. It's the only thing people ever care about. Either they hoard onto it until they're dead, and then they just pass it on to, their offspring, and then the government tries to come get a portion of that as well if you don't know how to stand up for yourself and tell them, no, you have no right to this. Just like paying taxes, no, you have no right to this. You didn't earn it. It's no. I'll pave my own freaking road if I need to pave my own road. My community decides we need to, upgrade our road. We'll upgrade our road. We don't need some outside force to come in. We got to stop laboring our responsibilities for our community, our temples, our homes. We got to stop outsourcing this responsibility to other people and stand up and make it our own responsibility. It's as simple as that. It's heartbreaking. I mean, this guy breaks down in tears. Begging his daughter. His other two children have already gotten it, and she's throw that in his face. Well, you didn't do this for them. Well, you know what? We have to up our game every time we fail at something. We beg, we plead. Now, I mean, he sees that it's working the other direction for people. Politicians are offering these sheep money. So he's like, sweetheart, I'll pay you not to do it. She's like, I don't want money. He's like, I know you don't want money, but what am I supposed to do? It's ridiculous. It's heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. Here's a so-called funeral. These are so-called victims. Look, those are banana boxes. Those are banana boxes. This is a so-called funeral. Which is supposed to be 4 victims of the scamdemic. No, that's banana boxes. Come on now. Come on. Here's one.
Politicians, international bureaucrats, billionaires, and anyway.
This is Australia, one of the places that's dealing with it the worst from what we hear, as far as people just complying with it. and I'm sure everyone's seen videos of some of the door-to-door shenanigans going on out there. Whether they're real or not, I don't know. I'm not on the ground out there. We can only present information and discuss it with an open mind and hopefully an open heart at this point. I know a lot of people's hearts are hurting, but that means it's working. Okay? If your heart is hurting, it means it's working. You're feeling something, maybe for the first time in a long time, which again, these things have to be happening right now in order for those who are going to escape this matrix to escape. And some of us have been fighting against the system, aware of what the system is for a lot longer than others. There are people that have been fighting a lot longer than myself, obviously. They're the ones that helped me, come to information that allowed me to understand and start self-thinking and start being able to accept who I am, what I do, what I align with, who I support, and who I don't. So this is reports coming in from Sky News, and of course they're being slandered as fake news, which we all know what the real fake news is. But they literally lay it out on Global News Network.
The WEF is very influential, counting many politicians, international bureaucrats, billionaires, and hardcore socialists amongst their advocates. It's probably just a coincidence that many of these groups were also involved in a, quote, live simulation exercise to prepare public and private leaders for pandemic response way back in October 2019. That, of course, was just months before the coronavirus pandemic was declared. And it involved all the usual suspects: the Gates Foundation, the World Bank, the United Nations, the CDC in America, Johns Hopkins University, the CIA, of course, and the Chinese Centre for Disease Control. It also featured big pharma representatives and, oddly enough, a representative of NBC Media. Now, they're just some of the identities that were in attendance. Presciently, though, this mob of altruistic world savers went through a simulation called Event 201, which was about a fictional coronavirus pandemic. Here's what Johns Hopkins University had to say about it last year when questions arose. For the scenario, we modelled a fictional coronavirus pandemic, but we explicitly stated that it was not a prediction. Instead, the exercise served to highlight preparedness and response challenges that would likely arise in a very severe pandemic. Although our tabletop exercise included a mock novel coronavirus, the inputs we used for modelling the potential impact of that fictional virus are not similar to nCoV 2019. See, it's all just a coincidence. I mean, just because the players in the simulation are many of the same ones running the current agenda, there is absolutely nothing to see here. Move along. There is nothing to see. And just to prove it, even the link to the WF epidemic planning page is now dead. I told you, nothing to see. Anyway, managing the world has to be easier than managing your own website.
There it is. Managing the world has to be easier than managing your own website. Here is a fail. Again, people standing up.
Have to. What do you mean by?
Oh, we're good. We're good. No, we're good.
No, thank you.
Well, boys, you have to.
I don't want to waste it. I don't want to.
We have to. What do you mean by have?
Now, under the legislation.
What legislation, please?
Legislation for the Department of Human and Health Services states that you need to take a mask. Okay. Because
do we?
at the moment, no, we need to wear the masks.
Do we?
Under the Chief Health Officer's direction.
What directives? What law is that under, please? Is a directive a law? This is being recorded for court, remember?
No, that's all right. You all get the ticket and mail.
Thank you. Have a great night. Bye-bye. Bye.
Cheers to them. They stood their ground. They didn't get vulgar with it. They didn't advise. They didn't give the officer a reason or a doorway into taking them into custody or anything. They simply stated their case with a firm sense of knowing their own individual right, to the point where the officer just had to walk away. The officer just had to walk away. It says they will all die from antibody-dependent enhancement. Nothing more can be said. Nobel Prize winner and top virologist Luc Montagnier.
Nobel Prize winner Luc Montagnier has confirmed there is no chance of survival for people who have received any form of the vaccine. In the shocking interview, the world's top virologist stated blankly, quote, "There is no hope and no possible treatment for those who have been vaccinated already. We must prepare to incinerate the bodies." Whew. The scientific genius backed claims of other preeminent virologists after studying constituents of the vaccine. They will all die from antibody-dependent enhancement. Nothing more can be said. Nobel Prize winner...
Oh, here you go. This is more youth walking out. It's a high school. They look like high school students.
How'd you guys get out? What'd you do? Just all in a group or one at a time? Nice. Do you have others coming out too? Sorry. Start getting on the line, you guys.
Yeah, start calling.
Tell them to come out. Walking right now. Seriously, there's more?
Yeah, they're coming right now.
Yes!
Look at them.
Hey, you guys, there's also, we got free food going on across the street.
We should order some pizzas.
Feed the boys! Feed them!
Should we order some pizzas?
Yeah, we should. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, you guys got to welcome these guys first.
Wait, you guys stay here and welcome these guys up. just going to the food. I'm not playing sports. They're like, what? Food? We're hungry. Yes, there's more of them.
I told you it's on the past.
Do you hear the one little kid to the guy who's still wearing his mask? He's like, take off your mask, man. Good for that little kid. Good for that little kid.
The passing period is when everybody. Nice. Oh, it's a party.
We got food. We got food. They're all like, yeah. Okay, we're gonna leave and we're gonna take off the food. Okay, we.
I'm talking about, baby.
Are you going to? They just really take it.
The fall of an empire. You're witnessing the fall of an empire. I know people think it's the opposite, right? Because it's dark as right before the dawn, is dark as right before the dawn. But you are witnessing the fall of an empire. I mean, the fact that, again, people think that we weren't under a one world power. That's the illusion. You've been under a one world power. You have been under this. This is the collapse of a one world power. See, people think the one world power is being built right now because of all the, narratives being thrown around right now. All of the fancy smoke and mirrors, being used right now. It's the opposite, though. The illusion is now being exposed, okay? And you're witnessing the collapse of the Babylonian Empire right before your eyes. And again, the question is do they want it to collapse? Are they ready for it to collapse? Are they doing what they need to do in order for it to collapse? That we will not know until the final decks are played. The final cards are played. This, if you participate in this, you're part of the problem. Chicago restaurant separated into two sections. This is like the old smoking and non-smoking section, but much worse. Much worse. And of course, that's not just a normal restaurant owner. He's the head of the board of restaurants. Okay, so he's a goon. He's a patsy. He's not just some individual business owner trying to get his business up and running. No, that's not who that guy is. Do not frequent these places. Do not go to these places. Do not go to any of these places. And again, if you have to get your groceries and stuff like that, use the curbside service. Use the curbside service until you're allowed to walk back in these places with your face and your smile available for anyone to see. Don't do it. Don't do it. We just now got that step out here in Maryland. They just recently, over the last week, lifted the tyranny, and I saw tons of people in the store without it, and then of course I saw half the people had it, and half the people, actually, I want to say it was actually more than half of the people were not wearing it, which was impressive. Great to see. But do not set foot in these places. Only get the bare essentials. Because and I'm trusting it'll save you money too, because you're not going to do the impulse buying. You're not going to buy stuff that you weren't prepared for. You're going to make a list. You're going to order what you need. It's going to be right there at the curb for you to pick up. And if you don't trust the produce or something like that, make sure you instruct them. Produce is going to be in a separate bag, and I want to inspect it right away. And you're going to tell the young lady or the young man or whoever it is that brought your food out that these produce items do not meet my requirements. They don't look good. They're whatever. They're not as ripe as I want. And make them go back in and do it again until they get it right. Because you pay them to do what you need them to do. They are your employees. They're not Walmart's employees. They're not Target's employees. They're your employees. Whose money pays for all of it? Your money pays for all of it. When do you start to understand that you run the world? It's your energy, your currency, the representation of your currency is the money that you're spending. Speak with your money because they're speaking with theirs, or they're speaking with yours, I should say. So stand up and speak with your money. You all need essentials to live. Essentials. Okay, I get that. Until you figure out how to provide your own essentials again, grow your own food, make your own soap, whatever it is, which is all very, very doable. You can do it. Okay, then stop succumbing to the draconian measures. Stop harming yourself by breathing in your carbon monoxide. Is it carbon dioxide? Carbon monoxide, I believe, is what comes from the car. Got that backwards there for a minute. But just use the delivery systems or the curbside systems. Do not go in and allow yourself to even have to be frustrated with getting into the parking lot and having to put it on last minute and then being upset while you're in there because that energy you're emitting this negative energy to other people around you. You're short with the clerk attendant or whatever. Now you're bringing that back home, and now the rest of your day you're upset. Don't do it. Don't do it. You don't need to physically be walking through the stores and window shopping, if you will, and grabbing a bunch of stuff you don't need. Get your essentials. Start simplifying your life now if you are still in these areas that are not allowing you to walk in with your smile shown. If you can't show your smile, limit the amount of profit that these people are going to get from you until you put the effort forth into providing for yourself. You're still in a growing season. You can still grow a lot of crops right now and still have a great harvest. You can still grow a lot of crops. You can still store up, some canned goods and stuff like that to get you through the season. There is no, you do not have to wear these things. You do not have to do it. And I know certain places are still very, very draconian with this and are not letting go of this and are still implementing these ridiculous measures on people. But it's only because people are still doing it. They can't enforce something that nobody's doing. They can't show clips of people just complying. The commercials of the people by themselves wearing a mask are going to look more and more ridiculous for people when they're like, no, we just ain't doing it. We're not doing it. And I beg you, I implore you to stop. This idea that I have to go out and I have to spend money just to spend it, and just to shop, this addiction to shopping, so I'm going to put it on and I'm just going to go to the stores and browse and just to get out of the house. You are perpetuating the cycle. You are continuing the problem. Okay? All of us are being forced to make new friends groups. All of us are losing family members. It's not permanent. Maybe be for the rest of this lifetime. This life is not all there is. You will connect with these energies again, these beings on higher realms, on better levels, with deeper affection than you've ever felt here, without all of the insecurities that get in the way from you truly finding what it's like to truly love someone as equally as you love yourself. But first you got to love yourself, and that means standing up for yourself. Now, in this time, it's all a test. It's all a test, but it ain't a test by these big brother people. They're following a script and a guideline. It's a test by your higher self. That are you ready to reconnect with your higher self? Are you ready to reconnect with the higher realms? Have you learned what you needed to learn down here? Do you get it? Do you understand that you have a part to play? Do you know what that part is? And do you respect other people's part that they're playing? Violence isn't going to win any of that. I didn't say don't be angry and don't allow your anger to manifest in a positive manner. Anger gets shit done. Emotion exists for a reason. It's your actions that are your sole responsibility. Again, thoughts, information come and go. It's all up in there. The ego's running. The brain is just running 1,000 miles an hour. Things are coming and going. And you're like, where the hell did that come from? That's not me. Where did that voice come from? Your actions, though, are solely your responsibility. It's time to act. And your anger can lead to positive actions. Anger does not need to be violence. It does not need to be vulgarity. But it can be passion. It could be volume. It could be context. It could be animation. It does not need to be violence or harm. But it's time for people to tap into their anger. Tap into their ego. See, so many people say, let the ego go. The ego is a part of you. The ego is a part of you. You need to balance that ego. You need to understand your ego. You need to know how to use your ego. The whole idea to let something go, it exists for a reason. It exists for a reason. Our job is to know how to balance and use things properly. Not to ignore them. We don't ignore a huge part of who we are. We mold it into a tool, into an accepted part of us that we can use to succeed, not only for ourselves, but to be successful for those around us in a healthy way. See what this guy says.
Important to have the hospital death rate and the total death rate. It's worth remembering again that the ONS rates are people who've got COVID on their death certificate. It doesn't necessarily mean they were infected because many of them haven't been tested.
They have it on their death certificate, but it doesn't mean they were infected. Hello, what more do you need to hear? What more do you need to hear? What more do you need to hear? It's hilarious. This guy comes out all nervous about explaining himself. Gives a ticket for a guy shaking hands with you.
How's it going, man?
Officer District, City of Hamilton bylaw. I have you here in violation of the Reopening of Ontario Act, gathering with a crowd of more than 5 people.
So that's a pre-written ticket again, just for the record?
I had the ticket made up inside when I saw you out here.
So what was I doing exactly when I was talking to one of the protesters
I saw
here?
you walking around, getting within 3 meters.
Oh, that's how it is. So if I just talk to someone, that's within 2 meters?
I also watch you shaking their hands.
Oh, I guess I'm breaking the law there. Okay, you got me there.
So
great.
This is the ticket, provincial offense notice, and the Reopening of Ontario Act for attending a gathering of more than 5 people.
Thank you.
Your options are on the back. Your options are to either pay it, an early resolution with a prosecutor, or you can have your day in court if you choose to.
Yeah.
You understand your options?
I understand my options.
If you choose to. Choice. It's always a choice on whether or not you go into these temples, these courthouses. It is always a choice. Always.
There's your provincial offense.
Thank you.
Now this is an administrative penalty notice.
Oh, for what? Yeah.
This is for shaking hands with the public.
No way.
Fail to maintain a distance of at least 2 meters from another person. Section bylaw 2164.
Now, is this guy 2 meters from the guy he's giving the ticket to? Is he 2 meters from him? Or is he right there in front of him? Looks like he's right there in front of him, right? Interesting.
2.1. Once again, your options are on the back. Voluntary payment. Or you have the option to be with an officer, and you can argue. Okay?
So that's strictly just for shaking hands with someone?
For shaking hands, not maintaining 2 meters from the.
Okay, so for the record, can I get your name and badge number?
Officer District, number 370.
370, thanks.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The American Red Cross says you cannot donate blood plasma if you've had it because the it wipes out the body's natural antibodies. For all of you still eating McDonald's, listen to this.
Very common defect of russet Burbank potatoes called net necrosis. And you've seen potatoes with a little brown line sometimes or spots that come through it. Well, McDonald's won't buy them if your potatoes have that. And the only way to eliminate that is to eliminate an aphid. And the only way to do that is with a pesticide called Monitor that is so toxic that the farmers who grow these potatoes in Idaho won't venture outside into their fields for 5 days after they spray. And then when they harvest their potatoes, they have to put them in these atmosphere-controlled sheds the size of a football stadium because they're not edible for 6 weeks. They have to off-gas all the chemicals in them.
Come on now, people. Come on now. But go line up in your drive-thrus. Why do you think they pump the smell of these things out into your community? They vent the smell of these on purpose because they want to entice you to come in and eat these things. I mean, you hear what he said there? He said farmers won't even go near the crops for 5 days after they sprayed them. And then they have to be in an enclosed atmosphere for 6 weeks to emit the gases from them before they're considered edible. How many McDonald's fries are consumed on a daily basis? They care so much about health, they'd be shutting these kind of things down. If they cared so much about health, they'd be feeding people, the homeless people that are starving, kids that are starving. You've seen all the commercials. They throw them up there, where you see the kids with their rib cages showing, and in Africa, and of course we have it everywhere. But the problem's never in your own backyard. The problem always has to be away from, because if you realize the problem is in your own backyard, you might want to actually get to the bottom of it. So it's always, got to help some other country, got to help some third world country, right? If they cared so much, they'd start feeding all the people. They'd start giving them homes. This isn't about all of a sudden this, oh my God, this epiphany. We care. We gotta, and it ain't free. It ain't free. They done cut your tax checks. They're spending your money on all this stuff. It ain't free. Nothing that these people have ever done has been out of their pocket. Never. Look at the homes they live in. Look at the cars they drive. Look at the clothes they wear. Look at the jewelry that they wear. They do not spend a dime of their money to help you. They take your money to do what they want. And this time around, they're taking your money to kill people. It's as simply as that. Hey, this is what they've done. I mean, hey, it doesn't matter if it's wars or bombs or drone attacks or, Israel versus Palestine or whatever. This is just the next step, another step where they take your money and your fear and they use that to. This time they got you killing yourself, though. They don't even have to suit you up and hand you a gun and send you after your neighbors. They don't even have to do that. They're literally they literally got you lining up for it. If you're on that side of the fence, you're lining up for it. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But it's the upside down world. It's the upside down world. It's tilting though. It's shifting. Okay, that shift is happening. The shift is happening. And find ways to escape still. You got to have some escapism. You'll drive yourself to a point of doing the wrong thing, and that's what I've been laying low. I've been minding my business. I've been doing what I want to do. You can judge me. Say, all you're doing is playing video games. Well, you know what? I know what I need to know. I've drawn my line in the sand. I've put myself on a platform. I've made myself public to the world. The powers to be know my face. They know where I stand for. They know exactly where to find me. I've put the danger on myself if there is any danger. I've outlined it all. I could sit around and play video games for 5 days straight if I want to. I've already drawn my line. I've already stood up. I'm already willing to stand for others. I'm already willing to help others. But I'm not going to go door knocking. I'm not going to go protesting. Doesn't do anything. It's not going to do anything. I'm not out to beg for people to give me my rights back. I took my rights back. It's as simple as that. Okay, so find yourself some escapism, whether it's meditation or some playing music or playing video game or reading a book or whatever it is that you enjoy. You got to be yourself. Okay, I enjoy playing video games and I'm pretty damn good at it. And I might actually have been able to make a career out of it if I ever cared about making money again. So do find some things that you enjoy, a hobby, whatever it is that you can find some joy out of. Do it, and try and find like-minded people to enjoy life with again. For most of us, it's going to be brand new people, guys. It's gonna. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with meeting new people and having new experiences with these people and having people that you can actually have a conversation with about subjects that you are on the same wavelength about? Okay? So we all need escapism. We're all still down here to play and create and to play with creation. That's a core part of who we are and what we do down here. Okay? So I'm going to continue to hang out. I'm going to continue to practice eating right and healing my temple from within and working on meditation practices and video gaming and getting as much balance with the indoor and outdoor. But, you know, I'm still going to come here and make these streams and videos. I still want to, have an outlet for myself to vent like I'm doing right now, to get things off my chest, to inform, to educate, in whatever possible way I can. And I'm grateful for anyone who watches or tunes in. We got 4 people watching right now. 4. That's it. That would be discouraging to a lot of people. They would feel like it's a waste of their time. And I have felt that at times. I have felt like, why do I want to get on? It's nobody's tuning in. We're shadow banned. We can't get past the algorithm. Doesn't matter what we do. That's excuses. I need it just as much as I felt anyone else needs it. I need the ability to get on and just let things out and get them off my chest, if you will, to allow my anger to manifest in a positive way. And that's what this is. Frustrations, emotion coming out, allowing to release them and not hold them in. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the 4 people watching. I'm grateful for anyone who catches it afterwards. Blessed. Absolutely blessed. And I'm not going to feel shamed for my circumstances anymore. There's parts of me that have felt guilty about the fact that I get to sit around and just play video games and hang out while the rest of the world is freaking out. But you know what? I already went through all that. I already went through all that thinking that the World War III is coming and that the NWO and that Jesus is coming on a white horse and all this stuff. I already ascended past all that through time and through continuous up and down trials and in and out experiences. I'm at the point where it's a waiting game now. It's a waiting game. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I have no expectations. But I'm obviously waiting for the next phase, for whatever it is that's going to happen, because I'm not going back to the old normal. I have no desire to go fight for that, like some of these people that are going and fighting. Like, we just want our old life back. We want the bars back open. We want to be able to go to the circus events. We want to be able to go to the sporting events. We want this, that, and the other. We want to give our responsibilities right back to the same people that are taking them away. But we just want them to know that, there's a line. No. They get no rights from me. That system is done. It's over. So, yeah, I'm waiting to see the final collapse. I'm waiting to see, what it's going to be. Where if it means living on the streets, it means living on the streets. I'm okay with that. I'm ready. I'm ready to go find, you know, the woods and the shelter and the cave or whatever. Find inner earth, whatever. Build my own home, rebuild another community with other people. Whatever it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But I'm done. I don't live in fear. I'm not going to go out and waste energy walking down the streets begging for somebody else to make decisions for me. I'm going to continue to work on healing myself from within, and that takes time and process. Okay? Patience. Patience is the hardest thing for anyone in this world to deal with, but patience is what we're going to need. And whatever happens, happens. If the sky opens up, the sky opens up. If the ground starts shaking and ripping open, then the ground starts shaking and ripping open. If a war starts, then a war starts. I don't fear any of it. Whatever happens, happens. I'm ready for all of the scenarios because I'm disconnected and detached from any of the expectations. I'm detached from the idea of losing more family members or anyone dying. I'm detached from the fear of myself dying. I'm detached from material possessions and jobs and stuff like that. I'm done. I've detached myself from it all. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for the next phase. Bring it on. Whatever it's going to be, bring it on. I'll be here. And I'll be here to help any single person that is left with me wherever we end up, whatever our surroundings are, we're going to be just fine. We're going to be just fine. We'll be better than fine. We'll be better than we've ever been before. Or at least in this lifetime, in this cycle, this portion of our existence here. Because we still see the beauty of our true history around. We've seen the architecture, we've seen the sculptures, we've seen, heard the music that was written of the past, and we know that we were better at a previous time. And we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that. Jesse Williams, hey, welcome in. We're wrapping up here soon. Glad you had a chance to stop in and say hello. Hope you're doing well out there. Just came on to rant and vent a little bit and chat it up and just make a video. It's been a couple weeks since I made a video, and just wanted to check in and you know say some words, ramble some things, share some things. You know, like I said. Um, oh, and a PS. Um, as someone found out recently, we don't do the name calling or we don't do the you have all the answers BS in our platforms. So somebody was removed recently from the Discord because they had a second offense of talking down or talking at people in the wrong way. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Not on my watch. And I let it go the first time because I believe that everyone can have an off day. But when you see a reoccurrence of the way people interact with one another, then that's a chosen pattern, and we cut those patterns out. So if you're someone that had a relationship with that person, I apologize, but that's why you have the ability in these platforms to create personal relationships and personal avenues of communication that are outside of the group context. Um, because I will not tolerate anyone calling anyone delusional or saying that their belief system is wrong, because nobody here, if you had all the right answers, the world would not be in the situation it is in right now, because you can only prove what you can prove. Everything else is a belief, and belief is good, belief is strong, we should have beliefs, but if you can't prove anything, you get no right to talk to anyone with any kind of um, negative judgment. Um, so I am grateful for all contributions, and I want people to continue to contribute and share their ideas and their theories. But we are all relearning, and we are all rediscovering, and we are all dealing with this awakening the best that we can. And we will not act with any kind of superiority over one another. We will not act with any kind of um, cynicism or uh, flailing judgment on people. That's not going to happen. I promise. Not on my watch. Um, so again, to the people that tuned in and hit the like button and came over, I thank you guys. I am truly grateful that you guys checked in. Um, I will check out those channels. Great Red Dragon, of course. Again, share the video if you can. Again, we are starting over. This is all from scratch. I am truly blessed with my situation. I've been given an opportunity to not have to be um, in the worried state that many are in, and I hope to help people eliminate their worries over time and get to a point where they don't have to fear any of this stuff that's going on, and they can just ride the wave. And where we end up, where we end up is going to be better than where we started. I can guarantee that. There is no other option. Once you're awake to it, once you are aware of the system, the matrix, the Babylonian beast controlling entity, there's no going back to it. There's no going back to it. And it takes some a little bit longer and a little bit more preparation um, to break free, but we're with them. We got this. We're gonna be we're gonna be better than we were, guys. We will build back better, not in the image of those trying to push a certain false narrative. We will build back better. I can promise you that. It's the only option. It is the only option for those with eyes to see and ears to hear. There is no going backwards. Okay, there is no returning to the old normal. No, no, it just won't work. It won't work. We will build something much better, something much more inclusive to all. There will not be starving children. There will not be homeless people. There will not be slaughtered animals. I promise you, it's just not going to be. I know, hey, I know that still rubs people the wrong way. That the whole we need meat. No, you don't. You don't. And it doesn't mean you need lab processed meat either. Okay, which we'll get into more here in the future with some of these reviews. My father again has been great, but he bought some impossible meat, and that's going in the garbage immediately. It's going in the garbage immediately. I know where it comes from. I know who's behind it. No. Okay, no, there are great plant-based vegan burgers out there. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Impossible meat, not one of them. Not one of them. So, I love you guys. I love myself. Okay. Don't always like myself and the decisions I make on a day-to-day basis, but I continue to acknowledge them and to at least learn from them and put forth effort to be better the next day. I am no Christ. I am no Buddha. I am just a person on a path to reach that at some point in time. That enlightenment, that consciousness, that next step. And I'm grateful for all of you that are along with us, with me on the journey as we all work towards becoming that individual. And it's going to be good, guys. It's going to be really good. If you have any questions or anything that you would like to talk about, please reach out to me. I'd love for people to send me ideas on if you want to have more frequent gatherings again, if you want me to get on here and do live streams, I would love for you to reach out and send me something. Be like, hey, you should get on and talk about this tonight, or here's an article. What are your thoughts about this? And allow me to do a little bit of research into it, and then put together a presentation, or get on here and have a community discussion about it. I would be grateful for that. Um, there have been many of you that have reached out while I've been laying low for a couple weeks, and just reminding me that there's something comforting about my voice, as they've said, and that they would love to just have me do a podcast, or just get on and you know talk about some things, or give my thoughts or my perspective. But it's a give and take. I would love for some of the feedback and some of the idea sharing to come from you guys as well. Um, the beard is coming back to say hello, and won't ever go anywhere ever again. I can promise you that. Um, it's a huge part of my identity, my comfort. I've come to realize that. I'm just a much more comfortable person with the beard. It's something spiritual about it, I feel. So I'm starting to fall back into, my best self, um, and I'm enjoying the ride. I've got a great support system, which you are a huge part of, you guys. So, uh, oh yeah, 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 yeah. You can have all the status you want there, brother. If I can remember how to do any of that. Here, let me see this. There you go. You're a moderator, and like I said, in the Discord, you know, um, the Twitter, a direct message to where you can share information with me ahead of time and say, hey, I think you should look into this, or I think we should talk about this subject tonight. I would be more than willing to do, you know, um, you know, um like a Zoom meeting type, or like a multi-stream or whatever, where we have a group discussion where there's another person on the mic talking as well, and we're learning together. To grow. Like I said, this platform, just I didn't create this platform just for me. The idea is that I want multiple people to be engaged. Someone else could take over the realm. I give you the password. You can sign in, and you could be the person on the stream that night. I don't care. I have full trust in this world and where I'm going, what I'm doing. No one's gonna steal or take anything from me. So however we have to do it to get more involved, to get more engaged, I'm about that. Okay, I'm 100% about that. I can't do this on my own. I don't have the intellect at this particular point. I don't have the creative uh, direction as others. I don't have all of the answers. This is I'm trying to just create a platform where people can come together and share information and share ideas. And uh, if you're not someone that is comfortable getting on camera, you don't have to get on camera. You can turn the camera off and you can just speak podcast style. Or you can just share information in the chat and allow others to read it and discuss it for you. Like I said, you can send me the stuff and, tell me the points that you want me to look at, the message you're trying to get, and let me be a voice for you and your ideas or your product. Like, natural CBD relief, and our girl Veronica, or anyone. If you have your own platform, and whatever it is, I could be like a radio person and literally report for you and the research that you've been doing. But it's, you got to give me the data. You got to give me the script and allow me to present it for you, to put some passion into it, to put some animation into it, to make some funny faces, and to put the smile up there, and to help. I'd love that, and I'd love to start getting more frequent again with getting on here, and trying to rebuild again. But I haven't had any epiphanies on what to do, and I haven't had any, um, like oh, I got to get on and do this. Today, I was just feeling the need. I felt the need to just get on and, check in with everyone. To again acknowledge that they're still in my thoughts, that you guys are all still in my thoughts, that you guys are all still as important to me as ever, and that I'm still as grateful, and that that I'm still alive and I'm doing well, and I don't want anyone thinking that anything has happened to me or anything is wrong. You know, um, I've put on a few happy pounds, as I call it, because I'm eating good and the weather hasn't been that great. So I haven't been getting outside as much as I'd like to. But as you could tell, I'm still very much getting the sun that I deserve. And the humidity is horrible out here on the East Coast. This is my first summer in a long, long time dealing with humidity. I mean, I don't even remember St. Louis being this bad. Um, so again, I would love to be a communicator for others. I would love to help use my voice and my ability to speak. Um, so send me your ideas, send me your products, send whatever it is, whatever I can do to help. Allow me to help you because I do feel like I haven't really accomplished much um, with any of this as far as um, reaching potential. And so that has been another reason why I have step back because it's like, what am I doing? Am I just getting on rambling and you know, talking about, you know, talking about just random things? We could get some structure. We can get some presentations going, and I'd be glad to do that very much. Um, yeah, you're back in blue, brother. You're back in blue. I thought it said back the blue at first, which I was like, wait a second. That's some guy I play with on one of the video games I play. His name is Back the Blue. And I was like, did he actually come find my channel? Because again, I have my video game name is Awakened Reality. I made it Awakened Reality. So my character's name is Awakened Reality in one of the games I play. And it's a subtle way to, advertise who I am and what I do outside of the video game. Um, but it's just another again. It's a form of escapism, entertainment for me. That's free, doesn't cost me anything, and it gives me another platform to just talk with people, to get inside their head a little bit, to open some dialogue, to share some vibes and some energy. My little thing is vibes up. When I engage with people within the gaming community, and it's such a huge platform, and it is I fought it for I've been fighting it for a while, but it's something I'm good at. It's something I could make money off of if I chose to. I mean, if we got all of you guys in Twitch one night to just chat for a few minutes over in the Twitch platform, that's the only thing I'm missing from the Twitch subscribe button over there. And so maybe I'm gonna ask the next time that I'm streaming that everyone actually goes to the Twitch and we actually converse instead of conversing in the YouTube chat. We converse in the Twitch chat because then the people that do want to offer the $4.99 a month to support can do so. And now I'm not talking about just this community. I'm talking about the people from the gaming community that want to support, and get my educational tutorials about how I play the video game and things like that, and vice versa. I mean, people obviously when we do the just chatting, if they want to donate, they can donate, which is much better than the super chat options that people were worried about over here when they wanted to do donations over here because super chat takes 30% of your money over there. Like YouTube, you don't deserve 30% of anything. You make all your money off of other people's product to begin with, and now you want to take money from their fan base or from their support group. I hate to call it a fan base, from their support group as well. Screw you, YouTube. You got no right. You got absolutely no right. Um, yes, Jesse. I appreciate that you consider this a place where you can find some comfort. That means a lot. I like I said, I mean, just me getting on here right now I feel 100 times better than when I started. 100 times better just by being able to vent and get things out. You don't want to hold things inside. You don't. It would be much better if, like I said, if there were other voices that I was interacting with rather than just text. I'm old school. I don't like reading just text. I would love to hear some of your voices. I would love to have group conversations with you guys. It does not mean putting yourself on camera. Okay? Some people just are not comfortable with being on camera. They don't like the way they look or, whatever it is. The reason they have that right to feel that way. It's their feeling. No one will ever be shamed into, but you can still contribute in any kind of group meeting with just your voice. But we need to take it up to another level. We need to have some group discussions, and get away from the text. The AI text reading is so artificial. It's just artificial. We were given these beautiful vocal cords, okay, for a reason, and it's time to start sharing them with one another. Um, so I love you guys. I think we're a little bit over an hour and a half, and like I said, coming back, I wanted to try and keep these under 90 minutes, 2 hours max. Um, but I'm hopeful that we don't get flagged or taken down or anything like that, because I was pretty free spirited with this presentation. We haven't had any hits besides one hit about like a Game of Thrones intro in one of our videos since coming back. Um, so hopefully we can start getting a few of our subscribers back, our family members come back and find us again, um, and we can go from there. Um, so please find us on the Discord. I'm going to put the link in here again before I leave. Let me do that. Let me see if I remember how to do that. How to put a Discord link in here. Let's see. Oops. No, no, no. You don't move me anymore. Oh. All right, so we're going to put that in the chat. So the Discord link is in the live chat, guys. If you're catching this video at a later time, just scroll through the live chat and find our Discord link. And if I can remember, I'll put it in the description. Um, but reach out to us, join the Discord. Come if you're someone that wants, you didn't want to create your own platform, you didn't want to go through the process of setting it up, but you want to get your voice out there, you want to start engaging, you want to start having group discussions, please reach out to me. It's time for us to take this group to the next level. But I'm at the mercy of others, but I am at the fork in the road where it's time for me to open myself up to others, to bring them in, so we can continue this growth, we can continue this learning experience, and we can continue to heal, because that's what we're all doing. We're all healing. We're all still healing. I don't care how zen you think you already are, how much meditation you do, you're still healing. If you're not walking on water yet, if you are not flying in the clouds, if you are not, manifesting supernatural capabilities, you're still healing. Okay? It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that, guys. My name's Jeremy. I love you. I love myself. Together, we're going to share that love. Reach out to me on any of the platforms, guys. Again, we live stream through Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. We're on Twitter. We are on Discord. We're on Instagram. We're on the Facebook Messenger with the WhatsApp. You can call me personally on my phone. My address is available for any single person that wants to write a letter or come visit. I live with no fear, not from my neighbor and not from a stranger across the galaxy. I don't care the distance. You are my family. We're all one. We all come from the same. We're all going back to the same. So reach out to me anytime. I'm grateful for you. And we're out of here. Take care. Peace.